Powhatan, the first leader in contact with the Jamestown settlers. Ladies and gentlemen, gather around and let me take you back to a time when the lands we stand on were ruled by a mighty leader, a visionary who shaped the destiny of his people. I'm talking about Chief Powhatan, also known as Opechancanough, the paramount leader of the Powhatan Confederacy. Imagine the early 1600s, the Chesapeake Bay region of Virginia, a vast territory where over 30 tribes spoke different languages, but were united under one powerful leader. Chief Powhatan, through sheer brilliance in diplomacy, force, and strategic marriages, forged a confederacy that would forever change the course of history. In 1607, the English settlers arrived, desperate and struggling. They established the Jamestown Colony, seeking refuge and resources. Powhatan saw an opportunity, perhaps an alliance, perhaps something more. He decided to engage with these newcomers, and thus began a series of encounters that would be both dramatic and pivotal. One of the most famous of these encounters involved Captain John Smith. Picture this: Smith, an Englishman, captured by Powhatan's warriors, his life hanging by a thread, when suddenly a young woman named Pocahontas, Powhatan's daughter, intervened. Was it a symbolic gesture? Was it an act of mercy? Smith later described the scene, saying, "Two great stones were brought before Powhatan. Then as many as could lay hands on him dragged him to them, and thereon laid his head, and being ready with their clubs to beat out his brains, Pocahontas, the king's dearest daughter, got his head in her arms and laid her own upon his to save him from death." The relationship between Powhatan and the English settlers was a delicate balance of cooperation and conflict. Initially, Powhatan provided food and support, hoping to integrate these foreigners into his realm of influence. But tensions rose as the settlers' demands grew, leading to the infamous starving time in the winter of 1609-1610, where desperation and survival clashed brutally. In 1613, another dramatic turn of events, Pocahontas was captured by the English. This wasn't just a kidnapping, it was a strategic move. Her eventual marriage to Englishman John Rolfe in 1614 brought about a temporary peace, known as the Peace of Pocahontas. Powhatan's reaction: he reportedly said, "It is enough that the child liveth, but so the child may live, what care I?" But this peace was short-lived. Powhatan's health declined, and by 1618 he passed away, leaving a legacy that would be both revered and challenged. His brothers Opechancanough and N.Y.K took over, with Opechancanough leading fierce resistance against the English. His attacks in 1622 and 1644 were bold, bloody attempts to reclaim their land and sovereignty. Powhatan's leadership and the interactions between his people and the English settlers set the stage for the complex, often tragic, history of Native American and European relations in North America. His story is a testament to the strength, strategy, and resilience of the Powhatan Confederacy. The impact of Powhatan's leadership extended beyond his lifetime. His initial interactions with the English set the stage for future relations between Native American tribes and European settlers. The eventual downfall of the Powhatan Confederacy foreshadowed the broader pattern of displacement and conflict that would affect indigenous peoples throughout North America. Powhatan's legacy is a complex mix of diplomacy, conflict, and cultural exchange. His efforts to protect his people's way of life against the encroaching English settlers were both valiant and tragic, highlighting the profound changes that European colonization brought to the New World. So, as we reflect on Chief Powhatan's legacy, let's remember the courage and the enduring spirit of a leader who stood tall against the tide of change, fighting to protect his people and their way of life. His tale is one of diplomacy, conflict, and the unyielding will to survive. Talking about survival, even wondered, hatchet or knife, which is better for survival? Check out the next video.